Ooh, look at this right here. Oh, yeah, boy. If it's cool outside, you need a little bit of this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get your pot and pan heated up. And over at our prepping area, we're going to get prepping on this meat right here. Now what I have here is 1 pound of pork stew meat. It comes cut like this at my local grocery. And off to the right, I have 1 pound of hickory smoked tasso, which is another form of pork with hickory smoked flavor. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and season both sides of this pork with some kosher salt. And some coarse black pepper. And you want to put some good generous portions of seasoning on here because we're going to brown this up. There we go. All right, to our hot pan, we are adding 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. And drop in your pork. Woo-hoo, we cooking now, boy. So I'm moving the pork around just a little bit here just to make sure all pieces are touching the pan and everything's browning up good. But I don't move it around too much because it can tear from the bottom at this point. So you just got to be careful. All right, let's let this sit. And with the magic of video editing, we cut the tasso. And there you have it. Now we cut up our vegetables. And you guys know how I get down. Make sure you're coming back and stirring your pork regularly too. You don't want to brown one side of it, you know? Looking good, looking good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to chop some vegetables. So what we got here is a yellow onion, a green bell pepper, 4 cloves of garlic, a bunch of green onions, and 2 sticks of celery. Time to put the pie on that. Choo! Pie! Y'all know how we get down. Now let's throw in this tasso. Woo-hoo! It smells so good. Now get to work. Okay, so the pork was browning for about 15 minutes, and we're just gonna sear up the tasso for another 5. Okay, so we've moved our meat off to the side here, and now we throw down our vegetables. Yeah, buddy. Okay, so these vegetables are gonna help break up all these remaining drippings from the bottom here. And there you go. Nice and smooth. All right, so we're just going to let this sit right here. And over off to the side in our large pot, we're going to get started on a roux. So you'll need 1 stick of butter or 2 half sticks. Beautiful. Get yourself melted. Once the butter has completely melted, you will add in 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, and you'll get stirring immediately. So this is blending up really good here. Just want to let you guys know we will be going back and forth between this pan and this pot so that nothing burns. Yes, indeed. A nice smooth consistency. Now look, this doesn't happen right away. It starts out a little clumpy, but you just got to keep stirring, and it eventually gets to this. So be patient and keep stirring. All right, so our vegetables have been sauteing for about 20 minutes now, and as you can see, we've sweated them out pretty good. You're starting to see some drippings form on the bottom of the pan again, which isn't a problem at all. We're going to go ahead and add a little bit of our chicken stock, and that will help break up any remaining remnants on the bottom here. You just keep moving it around, and look, as you can see, there you go, breaking it up. Okay, so I'm just going to pour the rest of this 1 container of chicken stock. We got another container that we're going to save for later. And there you go. Next, I will add back in the pork and tasso. And once we get this blended in real good, we're just going to cover it up, leave it on a simmering heat until we're ready to add it to the big pot. There we go. And we will just continue to stir our roux. All right, this is what we're looking for right here. So at about this point, we're going to go ahead and add in 6 ounces of tomato paste. Got my can right here. I cut one side, cut the other side, and you just give it a little. And, well, that didn't work. And there we go. So we're going to continue to blend this in right here, and it's going to thicken up quite a bit. So don't be alarmed. You will end up with this pasty mixture. And this is what we were looking for right here. Very thick, pasty consistency. However, once the liquid mixes in with this, it's going to give us a great foundation for our soup. All right, you got to be careful. Woo. There we go. And look, make sure you scoop all the rest of that in. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Look, look. You can see the colors coming in. Look, it's starting to slightly thicken up. Yes, indeed. It is all uphill from here. You just keep stirring. Woo! Man, I tell you what, this looks like almost like a good sauce piquant, huh? Man, this smells so good. Now we add tomato. 1 10-ounce can of original Rotel. 2 14.5-ounce cans of stewed tomatoes. And yes, you will hear my daughter screaming in the background. 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. Beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and blend this all together. Make it look nice and pretty. There we go. Looks beautiful. All right, time to add some flavor to this. 1 tablespoon of sugar. 1 teaspoon of salt. 1/2 tablespoon of garlic powder. 1 tablespoon of Cajun or Creole seasoning, whichever your preference. And 3 bay leaves. Let's blend this all together. Well, I tell you what, my kids are making a ruckus back there. But sometimes you just got to let them survive on their own. Don't worry, I've been going check on them. Okay, next add the other 32-ounce container of chicken stock. And there you go. We're going to go ahead and blend this in. Let it all marry. Okay, next you'll add 2 cups of water. And get it stirring. Look at that. The consistency is just perfect. It's going to have this really good soup consistency, but a little bit of creaminess. Okay, so I'm raising my heat up because I want to bring this thing to a good little boil here. And then we'll cover it and let it simmer. And this is what we're looking for. So now we're going to go ahead and cover this. Get on there. Lower to a simmering heat. And let this bad boy cook for 1 hour. All right. 1 hour is up. Yes, indeed. Whew, man, y'all, I can just smell the flavors coming together right now. All right, so at this point, we are going to go ahead and add our corn in here. All right, so first I add a 24-ounce bag of frozen cut corn. I always go with the frozen corn, guys, because I just find the flavor has much more of a fresh flavor than canned corn. I am also adding 2 16-ounce containers of frozen sweet style corn that I have let sit out for a good while here. So you can see barely any of it is actually frozen at this point. But once again, I'm going with the frozen brands because I just find it's a lot more fresh. All right, so we're going to blend that in. Now look, if you want to go with some corn on the cob, you know, a bag of frozen corn on the cob, go ahead. Also at this time, if you want, go ahead and get rid of these bay leaves. Any of them you see, get them out of there. They don't need to be up in there no more. They just cause problems. Get up. Just gonna grab you. Whoo, you hot. So anyway, like I was saying, if you want the corn on the cob, feel free to add it. I think it would give it some great flavor. It's just, I'm in a house full of little bitty girls and my wife, you know, I mean, I'm not one who really likes corn on the cob. She's probably the only one, my wife, but the rest of them, they couldn't really do it. So we just go this way and it works out great because look at all this corn, boy, we loaded down. All right. So look, at this point, I'm going to raise the fire back up because I want to bring this back up to like, you know, a good slight boil. And then once I do that, I will cover it, lower it back to simmer, and let it cook for 1 hour. There we go. Cover that up. Lower to a simmering heat. 1 hour. Here we go. Oh man, this looks good, y'all. Sure. Look at that. Yes, indeed. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap. It is time to bowl up. Know what I'm saying? This smells so good. But it is piping hot, man. I don't know if y'all can see that. Whew. I'm not ready to burn my tongue, you know? But I am starving. Look at this big old chunk of pork right there. Oh, man. This looks good. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take this bite right here and hope for the best. Let's go. Guys, y'all would not believe how tender that pork is. I mean, it tastes like a really, really good steak or something. It's so good. And it's full of flavor, you know, this whole dish is just full of flavor. I want to try the tasso because I know it's a different cut of pork, but, you know, it has been smoked. So obviously, you want to see how it goes down, right? Yes, indeed. It's just as tender. But it also has that smokiness. Oh man, it's so good. You know how when that first bit of cold weather comes around, sometimes you get cold, you know, or you're just looking for something warm and really tasty to go down. That's it right there. If you like tomato, this is it. But it's not like the tomato's so strong. I mean, you got all the other flavors, the stock, the Cajun seasoning, you know, the salt and pepper, that butter roux. I mean, it just all blends together and it makes this very unique flavor that is just, it's delightful. It's so good. Oh, that is so good. Well, look, guys, I had a lot of fun making this one. I'm sure y'all have seen in the past when I did a version of this, I did it with shrimp and sausage. Look, you can still do that. You can still add shrimp to this dish. Just added it like the last 15 minutes so that they don't overcook. But I like doing it this way because then you can save it and reheat it and not have shrimp that are a different texture than when you ate it fresh. So, goes over really well. What y'all think of the little first fall scruff going on right here, huh? Not bad, right? I don't know. It's just so bad. I mean, every day I'm like, but anyway, guys, look, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I got more recipes on the way. I will be redoing the gumbo video soon too, so stay tuned. But all in all, it's been real. It's been cool. It's been real cool. See y'all next time. Paya!